Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat from a Hat. I'm your host, Josh Brown, along with my co-host,
Caleb Luther.
Caleb, we deeply apologize that we are very, very late on this episode, but you know what, Caleb? This past weekend has been absolutely insane for me, and I apologize to everyone out there. It's my fault that we have not been able to get the episodes out in a timely manner.
At least they know it was your fault.
My work schedule has been absolutely crazy the last few weeks, and we're going to keep trying to get them out on Mondays. It may change before long, depending on what's going on.
You're going to get the episodes when you get them sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, especially here in the holidays and with my job that I have now.
I have had multiple people ask me, where's the episode? And I was like, it's coming one of these days.
Well, it's here. It's here.
It's coming Tuesday or Wednesday. It's Wednesday, though.
Well, it is here. It is Wednesday. We are recording on a Tuesday night, and we're talking things. I think we're talking Nickelodeon in the 90s here coming up. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. That is the topic.
That is the topic. Well, Caleb, last week we talked about are we the assholes? And come to find out, Caleb, we are not assholes.
Is that true?
Yeah, no one told me otherwise. So it's a win. That's an absolute win.
Sure.
Yeah, John. Maybe John Poole called me an asshole back. Maybe because he talked about it.
Maybe
he talked about it on his social media post that he posted about the episode, and I sent him a message and I said, John, it's all in jest. I don't think you're an asshole. You're a good person.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, John. Nothing. I don't know.
Is John?
I don't think that's his full name.
Is John's name actually Jonathan?
I don't know. Probably not.
He'll post a social media post about it.
Yeah.
He always does, and we appreciate that because he is one of the biggest fans of this show, and
yeah,
all the time listening and leaving his comments and stuff.
Speaking of John,
it
leads up to John a little bit. Our friend John Poole, fan of the show and also a great musician. So this past week was a nightmare for me. It's a nightmare for any musician.
Was it a nightmare before Christmas? Because speaking of Christmas, our whole studio is decked out in Christmas.
It was a nightmare before Election Day, because today is Election Day. But we don't have any elections.
We don't have any elections going on.
But it's a nightmare for any musician where your computer just stops working and you have all your music on there and you're like, I don't have this music anywhere else. And I have a bunch of these songs that are finished that make up an album, and I can't do it.
You see one of these things right here? You need to invest in one of these.
Listen, Josh,
this is called a passport. It's a external hard drive.
I like
where you can keep all of your music.
I like to keep my edges rough a little bit. Rough around the edges.
And that's always
it's a little bit risky. That's part of the thrill for me.
Okay,
it's a little bit risky.
Yeah, that's part of the thrill. That's why on the way home from wrestling the other night you were freaking.
So I decided to. I was able to get my computer on safe mode and get all my songs, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to wait. I'm just gonna go ahead and start I'm gonna go and plan to start release these songs. They need to be released. So I did that. I was like, I'm gonna set a release date, and my first single for this new set of songs is what you were just. What are you doing over there?
I'm just.
Josh is distracting me with this very important story.
I'm just listening to you. I'm just listening to you talk and trying to justify not having a.
John, I'm so sorry.
John,
I'm so sorry, John.
External hard drive to keep all your music on.
Well, let me continue here. Okay.
No one's interrupting you, so
they can't see it. But the interruption is happening within all of your actions, even now. Whatever you're doing, reading a piece of paper.
I know the story.
Folks, talk. You actually don't know the story. So
I have a lighter and I'm going to set you aflame.
So I decided I was going to release a song this Friday. Song that features our friend John Poole. Mm-hmm. Maybe about a month or two ago, I approached him saying like, "Hey, you can play slide guitar. I can't. Let's do it." So he sent me a bunch of cool slide guitar parts that I put it in, and the song is ready to go. It's coming out Friday, and it's actually going to be at the end of this episode. We're giving the people a couple-day head start on the song before it officially gets released. So that's cool. Here's what else is cool.
Here's what's going to happen, though, is that we're going to put this song at the end of this episode, and then you're going to put the song out on Friday, and then our episode's going to get flagged.
We'll see.
And then
we'll see.
I'm going to have to re-edit it.
We'll see what happens. If that's the case, people get two days of the real episode. Oh. And then other days of the fake episode.
Oh. But
anyway, here's what you don't know, Josh.
Here's what I don't know.
Is that yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm going to restart my computer, get on there. And my computer was working. I was like, Caleb, you have to do everything ever right now. Because there was a song that I didn't record. I had vocals for. I was
Yeah.
going to release it as instrumental. It's like, Caleb, let's track these vocals in 30 minutes flat. Let's do it. I tracked them. It was good to go. Mixed it. I probably still have a couple things to add. But as of this morning, when I checked my computer, it was still working perfectly fine. So
Sounds like a boot problem.
So the album isn't going to be, while it was going to be released to me somewhat unfinished, now it seems like it's going to be finished.
Good.
Finished and even maybe more so.
Cool.
Depending on how much I feel like I can cram within the next month or so. So, it's good news for people.
So when is the album coming out?
I don't know. I can't say yet. Because I don't know. It'll be December, though. It'll be December. And it'll probably be early December.
So it'll be a Christmas present for everyone.
Yeah. It'll be
fun.
I was thinking about waiting until next year. I was like, why, Caleb? You've been sitting on like a lot of these songs since April or May, so.
That's the thing, though, man. You got to stay fresh. Got to have music out all the time.
Not
stay
really.
relevant.
Sometimes I like to just not do stuff for a long time.
I know.
So, because I think I put out too much sometimes. I was like, I gotta stop.
You can never put out too much.
Well,
Look, no, you can never put out too much.
But yeah, stick around for the end of the episode. You're going to hear my new song if you want to. For 2 days before it starts.
I got to download it and put it on the computer so we can put it at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
But that's all on my catch up. It started off awful, but things started to. The computer gods shined its lights down on me yesterday. I was like, "Here you go, Caleb. Here's a gift." I was like, "Thanks." It's like,
Thank you.
It's like, let's let this gift last for another week or so.
No. You'll go home and it will just be like, ha ha, sorry.
I'm gonna go home and I plan on finishing up that song and maybe starting like another shorter song.
Cool.
If my computer can withstand it.
If you need some bass parts laid down, you know who to find. Jean Paul.
Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's available, right?
He's available. He's always available. Well,
that's it for me.
Well, I mean, everyone knows what I did this past weekend. We don't have to get into it. We'll just move on to Nickelodeon.
Do they know?
Probably. Anybody that's listening to the episode right now probably knows.
I'm eating some nuts right now.
You eating some nuts, Caleb? See, folks, this episode is very loosey goosey. We have no. As you can hear, Caleb crunching in the background, crunch, crunch. You want some meatball sandwiches too, so you can just sit there and.
No, I don't.
Yeah, if you're listening to the podcast, you know practically probably what I've done over the last weekend because you probably are friends with me on Facebook and things like that. So we're not gonna talk about it. We'll just move on.
Yeah. Josh made his wrestling debut. Not everyone knows that. Despite what you want to think, not everyone knows that.
I mean, I'm sure they don't, but I just...
It was brief, but
I didn't want to make it about me, Caleb.
It was brief.
I didn't want to make it about
It was a
me.
rumble. It was a Royal Rumble.
It was a Royal Rumble match.
It was brief, but you did have to take a hit.
I did.
Despite it being very, very brief.
Besides it being very, very...
Suspiciously brief.
No.
Boxer brief.
No. So it was a Rumble match that was... the event was in honor of our friend Nathan Bush, who passed away a few years ago, which we've talked about frequently on this show. And I came out number 5, and I went out to win, but unfortunately I did not. I went out there with a good friend of mine, Casey King, and Casey King told me that I needed to think about what I was doing, and I had my headgear on and everything. And I turned around, and he proceeded to overhand chop me in the chest. And
then you exited.
And then I left.
He didn't throw you out. You exited.
I left
over the top rope.
Technically, he touched me while I was leaving the ring, so that technically counts as an elimination for Casey.
Did he touch you, like trying to get you to stay?
Yeah, he touched me while I was going out, so technically that is an elimination for Casey King. So, jerk.
There it is, folks.
He's a jerk.
Josh Brown,
I love him, but he's a jerk.
Wrestling champion almost, but not quite.
No, not even remotely. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Even though I did not win, and I took a massive shot to the chest. It was a very good time, and we appreciate everybody that came out to that event. Also, if you're listening, come to the event on December the 31st at the Williamson Fieldhouse. We have Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South, will be there. Ricky Morton, Carrie Morton, and Amazing Maria from the TV show Wrestlers, the Netflix series that is real big right now, will be there. Bell time, 7 o'clock at the Williamson Fieldhouse. Contact Gary Dameron if you want tickets. Sorry, I had to throw an infomercial in there.
You know the best thing about the show wrestling show. I don't go to many, but you know the best thing about it?
What is it?
There was this woman that had a monkey in her hair.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that.
There was this woman, and I didn't notice it till like the very end, the last match. I did not pay attention to that last match at all because this woman that was 10 feet away from me had a small baby monkey in her hair, a real live monkey. The baby monkey had a diaper on and a leash connected to it, and the monkey was very well behaved. It was on the back of her head, and it was just chilling there. And I looked up that monkey. I can't remember the exact name of that monkey, but I looked up how much it costs to own a monkey or buy a monkey like that. It's between like $7,000 to $9,000 for a monkey like that.
I actually just texted Gary Dammer and I said, "Did you see the monkey in the woman's hair at ASW the other night?" I'm waiting for a response because I don't know if he knew about that.
I'm telling you, man, that monkey was very cute. I was like,
it was a very cute monkey.
I was fixated on that. I was like, I don't care about this wrestling match.
Did you get a picture of the monkey?
I did.
You need to send me the picture of the monkey.
Okay.
Send me the
Did
picture
I not
of the
send
monkey.
it to you?
No, you did not send me the picture of the monkey.
Okay. I just showed you the woman because she was standing there after it was over. And I was like, look at that.
All are welcome at ASW, including your pet monkey.
And do not be mistaken. This is not a diss. This was very cool.
Yeah, this was cool.
I was like, holy cow! You don't see a monkey ever. And I was like, well, there's a monkey in this woman's hair.
I didn't really see the person's face, but I think I know who that was.
I don't know who it was.
But if I'm not mistaken, she does come to the shows all the time.
With a monkey?
Not with the monkey. I've never seen
I'm
the monkey
not even
before.
sure. I'm not even sure if the monkey just showed up there towards the end or if it was there the entire time. I don't know.
Idea. I was backstage.
I just noticed that someone else noticed it because they were talking to her about it. I was like, what are they talking about? And I was like, oh my God. That is a monkey.
If you hear a random ding, I'm sorry. It's okay. So
it's about the monkey.
It's about the monkey or Nancy being where she needs to be. So
that, yeah.
So Caleb, we've found out that we are not assholes. You have a new song coming out. I wrestled. There was a monkey.
That is the ketchup.
We are moving on.
The Heinz ketchup.
The Heinz ketchup, which is arguably the best ketchup.
Maybe.
There was something else I was going to say too, and I forgot what it was.
The ketchup segment is sponsored by Heinz. It's not.
It's not. We wish.
It's not.
We wish.
It's not. Yeah. What else, though? Is that it?
I think that's it.
We're going to talk about Nickelodeon, though?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Nickelodeon in the 90s.
We're going to try and talk about everything that we can from the... There was even stuff that I forgot right before we went on. I was like, oh, God, yeah, I guess we do need to talk about that.
So, Caleb, you and I are both children of the 90s. We were born in 1990, so...
Yeah.
A lot of stuff here in Nickelodeon in the 90s. To be quite honest with you, I'll remember some of it, just like you. I'll remember some of it and not remember some of it because that's just how your brain works when you're growing up.
Yeah.
But we're going to try and cover as much of Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., Nick at Night, and the Nickelodeon game shows that came out in that time. And just give our thoughts on
We're not going to necessarily be talking about different like the Saturday programs like Snick. That all falls in with the Nickelodeon original program. I didn't want to look up everything that aired on Snick or oh my God, I just remembered something. I just remembered a show, and I don't know. Let me look up real quick what year it came out so I can mark it down here. I don't want to give it away yet, but I completely forgot about it. I'm telling you, when I was looking up these shows, it was like withholding shows from me.
Okay.
I was like, why are you withholding these shows from me?
There is one show that I do really want to talk about if we don't talk about it that was part of the Snick stuff.
All right, you can bring it up. If I don't have it, you...
Okay, just remind me.
I just can't believe I forgot it because I was just watching episodes of this last month, and oh God, thank God I found it. It started in 1990.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Who's to say? Who's to say if that's what it was? But yeah, I guess we can get going. Nick, I think we remember all the stuff that most people remember about the 90s, and other stuff like, oh yeah, that was there.
Duh. And I guarantee you that if people leave comments on this episode, it's gonna be stuff that we
didn't talk about.
We didn't talk about. We don't.
Yeah,
remember.
we don't.
Who knows?
Remember.
It might be something we come back.
Because there was a few of those game
rediscover.
shows. I'm just like, I don't remember that, so I can't talk about it.
Well, Caleb, you have the list, so start us off.
Well, we're gonna start before the 90s.
Okay.
Because one of these game shows started in the 90s and it bled into it started in the 80s and bled into the 90s. That's Double Dare.
Double Dare.
Started in 1986, went to 1993.
Starring Mark Summers.
Mark
Summers, man. I've got a lot of fond memories watching Double Dare, and the thing about it is this was a show that I wanted to be on, because it looked fun as crap to be on.
Double Dare. So this is the one where they'd have to come out the nose and
yes, the obstacle course,
the obstacle course,
the obstacle courses.
It just reminds me that there's it just whenever I think about Double Dare and even Hidden Legends of the Hidden Temple, it just reminds me of that VHS segment from VHS 99, where it's sort of like a it's inspired by Double Dare and that, and like the girl's like leg breaks.
Oh my God! Yes,
her leg just like breaks in half. But yeah,
well, we just went off the rails with Nickelodeon. That's what happened on Double Dare. A girl went through the thing.
That's why the show ended, because the leg just like shattered.
A leg shattered.
And then somebody abducted Mark Summers a year later, made him run through like an
obstacle course.
No, I'm joking. That did happen in VHS 99.
Glass,
but Double Dare. I do remember watching Double Dare.
Yeah,
frequently. It's not one of the ones that I remember the strongest. But I do remember enjoying it for what it was. And Mark Summers seemed like a good guy.
Yeah, and the premise of that show was it was a trivia show. So it was a trivia show of the times too. So it wasn't like a trivia show of this 1600 explorer founded, something. It was like
boring stuff.
It was a lot of pop culture stuff, which was cool. But I mean, you watched it for the obstacle course. You watched it for the end. They always had trouble. The one that they always had trouble with was the nose. I think it was called the nose picker or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And
they had to get flags, didn't they?
Yes, they had to get flags and then take the flag to their family. And then, that was Family Double Dare. Regular Double Dare was just 2v2.
Yeah.
And then Family Double Dare was 4v4, and then Super Duper Double Dare, whatever it was called.
Super Double Dare,
was families too. But they always had trouble with, my recollection, they always had trouble with the nose picker, the pizza. You remember the pizza?
Yeah.
Oh God, what was the other one?
The pizza. You had to dig through it was like a. Right, isn't that what the pizza was? It was like a...
The pizza was like an actual pizza. You had to peel things off. The pepperoni was huge and the cheese was huge.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the pool. It was like there was like a pool of something.
There was a pool of something.
I think it might have been a pool of slime that they just had to go through. But anyway.
Yeah.
Super, super weird. Yeah. I like Double Dare.
Yeah, me too. It's a good way to start it. I mean, that'd be 86. I mean, geez, God, I wouldn't. Wow, that's early. But yeah,
and it ran until 95, 96 probably.
It says 93 here. So, but then they redid it there, like in the early 2000s, I think. I don't know. Somewhere along the way they started to they redid it. But yeah, this next show is an 89 show. I believe it ran into the 90s. I'm not sure if you ever watched it, but I have fond memories of it. Technically, but I don't remember. Remember it? Yeah.
Okay,
that's Eureka's Castle,
dude.
Okay, just making sure,
dude.
Yeah, okay.
That
Eureka's Castle made my
life.
Was
so good.
Yeah,
was so good. I had the books. They had like books like the little Prince books. Is that what they were called? Little golden books of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really, there was books of Eureka's Castle.
There was little kids books. Yeah. I had a few. I think there was I had two of them. I think they weren't huge. They were just
when it comes to
it's puppets. It's puppets.
Whoa!
What?
I didn't know this.
What?
I'm looking at the television series created by Debbie Beese and Judy Ketch. I don't know how to say the last name. R.L. Stine developed the characters and was the head writer of the show. R.L. Stine.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
I did not know that.
So this might have been one of the first things that really got me into puppetry.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is
no question
for the most part an all puppet show. Great characters. There was like a dragon there. I don't know. I'd like to go back and rewatch some episodes of that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I believe
that was a fun show.
Eureka's Castle might have been the one that played on whenever it was reruns of it was playing on Nick Jr.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the main character have a purple robe with gold stars on it and a purple hat?
Well, let me tell you. Let me look real quick and I'll tell you. The main character.
One of the characters.
Who do you define as the main characters, real quick? Because I'm looking at this.
It's not necessarily the main character. I'm just saying a character.
Because there's a bat, and there's a dragon, and there's a girl.
It was the girl.
Has blonde hair.
Yeah,
and she's wearing like a robe, and has mirrors. It has a moon on it, and
yeah, okay.
She has a wand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What color is it? Is it purple?
It's blue. It's dark blue.
Okay.
It looks dark blue to me.
Okay. Well,
But yeah.
I was close.
Witch's Castle. It's a hit.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's a hit.
bop. It's a bop.
hit. Everybody knows. Let's get into the actual 90s. Shows debuting in the 90s. So this is the one that I forgot here right before we got going. That's Are You Afraid of the Dark?
How do you forget Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I don't know, because I was just looking. I was looking up the shows and it didn't pop up.
We literally talked about it the other night.
Did we?
Yeah, with Michael and Leslie, we talked.
Yeah,
about
but
it.
I'd already filled everything out before then, though.
Okay.
So, I mean, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Still kind of creepy. There's some creep factor to a lot of those episodes still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And according to our friends Michael and Leslie, they said that these newer seasons are good.
Cool.
And they get good reviews.
Yeah.
They said season 3 was especially really, really good. So I guess I need to check that out. I know when you look at the old episodes on Paramount Plus, there's a lot of episodes just missing, which sucks. Like there were episodes that I specifically were looking out for, and they weren't there. So
I remember there was one episode that they ended up like never showing again because it was just too scary
too much
for kids. It was too much.
Yeah. Some of those, I mean, I guess when it deals with like dead children, dead ghosts and stuff like that, or a dead kid ghost, that can probably be a bit much.
I suppose. Do you remember the show, The Secret World of Alex Mack? Do you remember that show?
Yeah, Josh, it's on here.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know if it would be on your list.
That's later
because it feels kind of a niche
it's
situation.
Later.
Go ahead.
You know, yeah. I mean, the debate, the great debate is which show was better. Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps? And I'll tell you right now, it's not even close. Are You Afraid of the Dark was so much better. It was better acted. It was better. It just was. You know, Goosebumps. The books were balling now. Love the books, but the show wasn't quite as good. There is an episode with Ryan Gosling in it though. As a child, yeah. But,
wow, I didn't know that.
So if you're gonna watch Goosebumps, watch it for that. But Are You Afraid of the Dark had some freaky stuff. Especially any episodes that have to do with a clown were always pretty freaky. I'm not even scared of clowns, but geez, it ruined my sister's life, I think.
She's still afraid of clowns to this day.
Let's move on to, I think, the most revolutionary year for Nickelodeon, which was 1991.
Okay.
All the shows came out this year. Not all the shows, but a bulk of the Nicktoons that made Nickelodeon what they are.
Okay.
And that is Doug.
Oh, man.
Rugrats.
Jesus.
The Ren and Stimpy Show, Adventures of Pete and Pete, Clarissa Explains It All, and Salute Your Shorts.
Na 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 na. Do it.
Bye, hey, Sandy. Does your dog bye, Just got a train. Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Man, that's a golden year of television. Right
Well,
there.
Doug, apparently, if I'm not mistaken, they had Doug listed first. Apparently, Doug was the first Nicktoon of the 90s.
Yeah.
But Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy all came out at the same day.
A bomb in the lasagna.
Jack Bandit. You know, Rugrats to me, every time I do a poll that involves Rugrats in it, it wins.
Yeah.
Every time. So I guess Rugrats is like a favorite.
Do you know why they win all the time?
It's good.
Beats me. Beats me! That's the name of the record.
Doug is... Y'all still quoting Doug over here.
I love Doug.
Doug's good. Doug's really good. What I hated about Doug is when Disney bought it out.
Yeah,
it wasn't as good.
It wasn't the same.
And I've heard that there's going to be a Doug like reboot or whatever, but it's from Disney, and I'm like, oh god, we don't want that. The people don't want that. No. They want the Nickelodeon Doug. Yeah. They don't want Disney Doug. Yeah. Doug's first movie, not good.
Great.
Not that good, guys.
Not that good at all.
The Rugrats movie, memories. There's memories in this head of mine.
Yeah,
banging, loved it. Ren and Stimpy is freak show. Ren and Stimpy is a freak
also a lot of banned episodes.
My
in that
God,
one.
Ren and Stimpy. That's like crazy to me. That's still crazy to me. That was a kids show targeted towards kids. Yeah. It's insane to me. And I hated that whenever like they what was it, Spike TV that redid it as like an adult show.
Yeah,
that takes away.
Yeah.
Because Ren and Stimpy was already disgusting as a kid's show, and then whenever you make it like gratuitous and whatnot, it was like, why? It's like it was doing a fine job getting away with it as a kid's show.
Pushed the envelope for the sake of pushing the envelope, and just.
But yeah, there is nothing. There is nothing of actual substance in the Ren and Stimpy show. It's just like, what can we get away with animation wise, like violence, without having to show like bloodshed and just like gross, like
human toast man,
just
or
disgusting.
whatever his name was, Toast Man.
Like but I respect it for the craft that it did. But yeah,
Sure.
Rugrats was just like so good. Rugrats might even be better now. Like if you go back and watch those early seasons,
Yeah.
it's probably better now than when you was a kid.
Of course.
I would definitely say so.
Of course.
Because you relate more to the adults now, and so there's still some stuff that the kids say that's pretty daggone funny though. So, and obviously Doug. I mean, it's a classic. You know, I think I like Rugrats more, but I like Doug more than the Ren Snippy Show.
Oh yeah, I would probably
yeah.
put Rugrats, Doug, just because I remember more Rugrats than I do Doug. But Rugrats, Doug. What was the other ones that you named?
Ren Stimpy, Pete and Pete. I mean, Pete and Pete's
Pete and Pete's up there.
top,
Dude.
maybe.
Yeah, Pete and Pete's up there.
Clarissa Explains All. I never loved Clarissa Explains
did.
It All because I guess
did.
it didn't target towards me. But
It didn't target me either. I
I
just thought
might
it was
like
funny.
it now though. And
Yeah.
Salute Your Shorts, while it wasn't as popular, Salute Your Shorts is really good, especially the episode about Zeke the plumber.
It's, I hope we never part. Now make it.
The Zeke,
Sing it right or pay the price.
The Zeke the plumber episode of Salute Your Shorts is terrifying, and I recommend it. The real one's No Adventures of Pete and Pete. It's
Yeah.
just like it's like it was hipster before hipster became like a thing.
I
know?
agree.
Really, you think
I
so?
agree.
Yeah. And I really like it. It's there's so many like oddball characters
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
Artie the sports
Artie.
guy.
Yeah.
Who I just found out who that guy was not too long ago, and that's the guy who he voiced. I believe he voiced Boomhauer, and he voices maybe I don't know, but he definitely voiced Hank Hill's dad.
Okay.
And on maybe
Okay.
not Boomhauer, but Hank Hill's dad, and I've seen him in so many things, and I was like, that's that guy. Like he looks so much different as Artie.
Yeah.
And Pete and Pete, super cool. And if you never watched Pete and Pete, do yourself a favor because I think it would still be appealing to an adult. So
I don't know where you can find it though. Now, can you find it on Paramount? Is it on
it might
Paramount?
be streaming. It
Might be on YouTube somewhere. I'm sure somebody
might
is.
be, yeah.
Somebody's uploaded those
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah. Let's move on.
To 92.
92. I have two game shows here.
Okay.
I have Guts and I have Nick Arcade, which you apparently I don't
man.
remember Nick Arcade.
Man. We'll talk about Guts first.
Okay.
We'll talk about Guts first.
Now,
Guts
Guts
was another show I wanted to be on. I'm
Guts-
not
so-
athletic, but I
so-
wanted to be on that show.
So Guts was more like Explain Guts to me because
You don't remember Guts?
I do remember Guts, but explain it to me.
Why do I have to explain it to you?
Because maybe I don't remember it completely.
So pretty much it was Guts was another
Okay, Mike
obstacle
O'Malley.
course.
Mike O'Malley
Yes,
hosted
another
this one.
obstacle
Yeah.
course.
My bad.
It was more extreme.
It was more extreme.
sports.
The more athletic kids. did
Yeah,
this
the
one,
more
probably.
athletic kids were on it, but they had to do things like the one that
Okay, I see these sets now, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I remember all this.
the one that always seemed like the toughest to me, and every time it would come on, I'd be like, God, that's the worst. Was the canoe?
yeah,
The canoe one.
Yeah,
You know the
yeah.
one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Always seemed like so.
I see water here. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah. What about when they had to climb up the rock? What do you call that? It's called the crag.
The
here.
aggro crag?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end.
That looked kind of tough. Yeah.
yeah. And they would get like, if I'm not mistaken.
What did they win? They win like a big piece.
They won like a piece of the aggro crag is what they won.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
But it was apparently. But what was really crazy about it is that it wasn't a thing of. Let's see. It seemed like they had Guts and then Global Guts, where they would bring like kids from all over the world to come in and compete.
Yeah.
But I liked Guts a lot.
Would you compare
Guts
Guts more to like American Gladiators?
Yeah, just without the gladiators.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of what's the that spot in Charleston? The inflatable.
The Sky Zone.
It kind of reminds me of there's some Sky. There's some Guts in Sky Zone now.
Yep. But then
What's Nick Arcade?
Nick
What
Arcade.
is that?
Okay, so Nick Arcade.
What is that? What is that? Jiminy Glick.
What is that?
Tell me what the Nick Arcade
Tell me what
is.
Nick Arcade was. So Nick Arcade was it was the first like real game show that was a hybrid between video games and just gaming in general. And I can't really remember the premise of how they got to where they got to. It seems like I remember that it was it was like Jeopardy. It was like Jeopardy. So you had, I think it was either teams of two. Yeah, it was teams of two, and then it was 3 sets of teams of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's just slowly coming back to me.
It's on Paramount Plus, by the way.
Nick Arcade's on Paramount Plus?
According to this.
Oh, I know what I'm watching tonight, dude. Okay, so anyway, so they would answer trivia questions and stuff and gain time.
Yeah.
And points and things like that. But then sometimes they would get a spot and it would be Nick Arcade. Then when they got to do that, they would go over to an actual like 4 or 5 game arcade. They would have like Dig Dug and Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and most of them were Sega games.
Yeah, see here, so they played Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 right here.
So the thing of it was, when they would get that, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was one person from each team had to play the game, and whoever got the highest score, whoever got to a certain place the fastest, would get the points and get the things. Well, at the end, what they did was they actually stuck them, quote unquote, in a video game.
That's what I'm looking at right here.
So
I vaguely remember that.
So it was an obstacle course that was on a green screen, pretty much. So they put them on like a little conveyor belt and would like throw shit at them.
Okay, yeah, I see that now.
Yeah.
I do remember this now.
So it was really cool.
That is cool.
It was really, really,
I just
really
didn't watch
cool.
it as much. I guess it just wasn't as popular.
Yeah. It was on for a few seasons, wasn't it? It was on for about
see.
3-4 seasons
Nick Arcade lasted
until probably 94. 94.
92 to not good. 92.
Are you serious? There's only one
January to
season.
November.
Wow.
Reruns ran until 97.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe that's why it just didn't last very long. So yeah. Sucks.
That's a pity. I think that would be super cool to do again now. I think that would be a really cool concept.
They'd modernize and it would suck. And
probably
everything
would.
modern
It
sucks.
would.
Everybody knows that.
Get the most kills on Call of Duty before.
Oh, you're playing Super Mario Kart? Sorry, we don't own the license for that. You're playing Crash Team Racing.
Moving on.
Which is also good.
To 93.
1993.
Couple
Are we doing this
shows.
year by year? Because we are... Whew.
Yeah, some stuff doesn't have as much.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right.
There's 2 shows here. We got a cartoon and a game show.
Okay.
The cartoon's Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh.
The game show is Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh,
Rocko's
baby.
Modern Life is like, I think it's my favorite Nick
Rock,
Toon.
it is.
I love
Without
it.
question, it's my favorite.
Because it's like, it has the adult gross out stuff of Ren and Stimpy, but it has way more like characterization and the storylines are better. It's definitely not like, if you look at it in retrospect, a lot of stuff is not targeted towards kids. But
there's the place is literally called Chokey's Chicken.
what? That doesn't mean anything to me.
It's such adult innuendo.
Not necessarily, but they do go to hell.
They do.
Because he chokes on it. So I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff like that.
Peaches.
The devil or whatever he was. Jeez.
Peaches.
But yeah, I really like Rocco a lot. Those
I do
characters
too.
are hilarious.
So
Stories
good.
are classic. Animation is cool. I mean, I even like that like a short special they did on Netflix a few years ago. Mm-hmm. I really like that a lot too. I thought that was a seamless transition. So yeah, Rocco was great. Let me see how long Rocco lasted. I know it was just
Rocco
like
lasted until
4 seasons or something
96,
like that. Let's see.
Roughly.
4 seasons.
4 seasons?
4 seasons. So that means in Cartoonland that could be 93 to 2000.
94 episodes too.
That's
a crap ton of
not
episodes.
actually 93 to 96. So
Okay.
4 seasons. Yeah, loved Rocco, but
Loved some
yeah,
Rocco.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Filbert, Mr. and Mrs. Big Head. Man, that show is so good, dude.
Yeah, dude, the characters are classics on that show, man.
I am the cheese.
Yeah, they released some FIBA. Is it FIBA? What's the brand shoes?
I don't know that.
These shoes here.
I was gonna say
They released some Rocco shoes. Fila. They released some Rocco themed shoes like last year. They have a Rocco one, a Heifer one, and a Filbert one. And honestly, the Rocco one, I'd wear those.
Yeah.
They're kind of cool. But yeah, if you want to check those out, you can. They don't look. It's pretty. It's like under $80. So, Legends of the Hidden Temple, another game show. Maybe a little slightly darker in tone. Still fun.
I love Legends of the Hidden Temple.
it was cool. The monkey head or
The Shrine of the Silver Monkey?
What am I talking about? I don't know.
Are you talking about
the thing?
Ormac?
They had to like put like this head inside of a thing.
The monkey. They had to put the 3 pieces of the monkey together.
Yeah, that.
The
Okay.
Shrine of the Silver Monkey.
That's what it was.
I know that's what it was. I just said it twice.
I watched these shows, but I don't remember them that well.
Dude,
man.
I loved Legends of the Hidden Temple.
That thing talked, and it was like, oh, that's weird.
What's his name?
Creepy.
Ermac?
Freak
Look
show
up
was
the
his name.
Look up the name of the.
Okay.
I think it was
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Ormac.
His name. The name? Drew Pickles.
Oh my god.
I'm not Stu.
God, why wasn't it just telling me the name of the son of a gun? Olmec.
Olmac.
Old MacDonald.
Stu.
Had a farm.
Stu, it's 4 a.m. in the morning. Why are you making chocolate pudding?
Back on Rugrats. But yeah, Legends of the Hidden. Are you passionate about Legends of the Hidden Temple?
I love Legends of the Hidden Temple, dude.
Okay.
I love that show. And most of this, I mean, everything on the show was made up, if I'm not mistaken.
What do you mean made up?
I'm pretty sure the stories and stuff that they went through were made up stories, I think.
Well, what would they be based off of? Like truth?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Stories? What are you talking about? I don't know. What are you talking about? Hold on, wait. What are you talking about?
You don't remember like the
I don't know anything about it. I don't remember it.
The steps of knowledge. You don't remember the steps of knowledge where they would have to hear a story and all this stuff, and they would make a story, and then he would ask questions, and
No,
every time
dude.
they got a question right,
I
they would
don't
step
remember
down.
that at all. No.
Okay. Anyway, Caleb doesn't know anything about Legends of the Hidden Temple,
Yeah,
so
it's not a cartoon.
it don't matter. It was good.
It was good. I did, but despite
The
what
silver
my brain,
snakes, the blue
despite-
iguanas,
despite what my brain
the red
was,
jaguars.
despite what my brain is telling me right now, I did watch it a lot, but I don't remember it that well. So
See, here's the thing about Legends of the Hidden Temple. People were dumb. Kids on that show were dumb. And let me tell you why they were dumb. Because they always went up through the damn cavern. The hardest thing in the world to go in.
What a mistake.
When you could just grab the rope, swing across the rope, and go into the next room. No, we got to go into the catacombs
kids.
and the caverns
Yeah.
and try and dig around through everything.
would you have done better?
I don't know.
Well, you know,
I was 2 or 4 or 5.
He was 3. He
I
was 3 when it came out.
I was 3.
So yeah.
I would have drowned in that foam pit.
Moving on.
Moving on.
94. Heck of a year. All real monsters. All real monsters. Mm-hmm. So we got that. We got all that started in 94. Secret World of Alex Mack. My Brother and Me, which I remember watching, but
I do not remember My Brother
and
at all.
we're getting to Nick Jr. land too.
Uh-oh.
The debut of Face.
Hi there, face here. Hi there, face here.
So we got Face and we got Gullah Gullah Island in 94. So
It might be later, but do you remember Stick Stickly?
yeah, Stick Stickly was a big part
Okay.
of the summer, Nickelodeon
Okay.
summer. I knew he'd come up somewhere along the way. Stick Stickly was a big part of my life, Josh.
Yep. Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that
Okay.
popsicle stick.
Right to me, Stick Stickly.
Just the way that I don't know.
963.
He was there. That's what I remember in those mid '90s years summers. Is just hanging out with Stick Stickly.
Or email me at nick.com.
Loved it, and I'm still gonna email Stick Stickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad I remember that jingle.
I forgot another show. I'm just gonna throw it in here. Wienerville. Did you ever watch Wienerville?
Sounds familiar.
Wienerville was.
I don't think I ever
It was
saw
bizarre.
though.
It was bizarre.
Okay.
But yeah, 94 All Real Monsters. I still remember watching the very first episode of All Real Monsters when it debuted. It was like around Halloween, 1994.
Okay.
And I was at my grandma's house. And it was awesome. I was like, this is me. This is my new thing. This is my show
This is
now.
my life now.
Just love the animation on that show. So good. I just rewatched the first episode in early October. Holds up. Totally great.
I don't remember a lot about...
That video game for Sega Genesis ain't it.
No,
it's
it's
too
not.
hard. It's too hard.
not. It is hard.
It is
I
too
remember
hard.
that.
It's derivative of like everything else that came out at that time, and it's harder. So it's like a. But yeah, the show I loved that show. It's probably one of my favorites. Probably top 3.
Yeah.
Nicktoon for me.
Speaking of games, real quick, just a sidebar, real fast. I can hook my 64 up to my TV without the HDMI thing.
Really?
Yes.
Do you have?
I
Like
have the AV
you have an
outputs on
old
the back.
TV? Is that what you?
No, I just have the AV outputs on the back
really?
of or inputs on it still.
I had to buy that HDMI. Yeah.
I got
Whatever.
I got a Nintendo 64
care.
for our anniversary, and I'm so pumped to play it.
Yeah.
I have to get some
I
games.
bought one for myself, and I haven't played it hardly at all.
I knew you wouldn't.
But I got it. If I ever want to play it, I will.
Yeah.
So
I'm not saying anything bad about it.
somebody needed to get it, and that somebody was going to be me.
I
So.
would have got it, but you bought it out from under my nose.
I don't think you would have
I think I would have.
that day.
Because guess what? Because not that day.
Well, I
Because
thought-
I didn't have $200 to blow on.
Well, I did, so take that.
All real monsters.
So you don't remember all the Real Monsters that
not,
well?
Not that well. I can remember
It's
the
cool.
characters and stuff, and
Icarus
but
and Crom and Oblina. It's great.
Oblina, the snake worm thing.
Their
Which is a
teacher,
rip-off of
their
Beetlejuice.
teacher was something. That guy, the teacher.
Oh God, what was
he was
his
just
name?
he was just a pain, man.
Mr.
Jerk,
God,
jerk face.
what was his name? Because I could see him too.
His name,
Professor.
His name is the Grumble.
Yep, the Grumble. That's right.
The Grumble.
The
Yeah.
Grumble.
So yeah,
Yep.
loved it. Everyone else loved it too.
Yep.
All that
Oh, dude,
was game changer.
it was.
Don't you think so?
It was
Don't
for
you think
sketch.
it was a
I
bit of
think
a
for
game
I think for
changer?
complete like sketch comedy. It was.
I agree, because when you find young talent like that, and
Yep.
they're all really good, and like, for instance, Kenan Thompson still in the sketch comedy game, dude.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't want to recognize how talented Kenan was, because I always said like he's not as good as Kel,
Yeah.
he's not as good as Josh
Yeah.
Server, and in reality, like he was really good,
Yeah, he was
dude.
good.
Some of those sketches are incredible.
Yeah.
Like him, like as the French guy in the
Oh,
bathtub.
Pierre Escargot.
Or him like being like the cooking with Randy, is that what it was called? Where he'd always just put chocolate in everything. So yeah, I mean, like there's some legitimately really good sketches, and Josh Server I always thought was really funny.
good.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't take off after.
And the
all
thing
that.
of it was is that you had characters or actors in all that were from previous shows too. Danny Tamborelli was in there.
Yeah, he came up a little while later, like in the late '90s.
Yep.
And then I mean, it also founded like to me a huge comedic talent, and despite how she is now, like Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
She was probably the youngest cast member ever on All Light, and she made an immediate impression. So
Yep.
much so that they gave her a daggone show. That
Yep.
was very funny too.
Which we will talk about the Amanda show probably in a little
sometime.
bit too. Yeah.
I don't think it was the '90s. I'm thinking
okay.
that was the 2000s.
Okay, might have been.
But the Amanda show was really funny too. So just all that, just revolutionary for the sketch comedy show. It's actually started. Amanda show started in '99. So if we want to talk about that, a little while, but we can. But Secret World of Alex Mack. I don't remember it that well.
I don't remember it that well either, but I remember the premise of it.
Yeah.
But other than she was a superhero
Something.
after getting
Something.
she discovered
She
some
drank a Capri
goo or
Sun.
something.
She
That's
drank
what
a-
it was. She drank a Capri Sun made of.
I just
goo.
remember, was that the show that looked like Capri Sun? There was a liquid. Is that Alex Mack?
I think so. I think that's what
Where
it was.
you saw the silver liquid, and that just reminded me of Capri Sun. I was like, oh man, I would need a Capri Sun right now. If I could only get the damn straw in there.
Yeah.
Everything in the '90s just goes back to Capri Sun and the zebra gum.
But we gotta go back to all that though. We
Okay,
have to
we
go back
can,
to
we
all
can.
that for a minute.
I'm willing
'Cause
to talk about all that
There's some
more.
segments that we need to talk about.
And all that.
Vital information for your everyday life cracked me
He's
up
good.
all the
It
damn
did, I
time.
didn't appreciate it as much as I should have when I was a young kid,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is funny.
Good Burger was a segment.
Good Burger
on
was
there.
a segment. Coach Cretin, who
Yeah.
Kale played.
Yeah.
The old man.
The old man.
That bald cap. I just remember it looked like a potato.
Yes. Oh God. Let's see. What else was there?
Super Dude.
Super Dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which played by Keenan.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot here. Do you remember there was an episode that Chris Farley was on? If I'm not mistaken, Chris Farley was on Cooking with Randy. Maybe one episode.
I don't remember that.
Was it called Cooking with Randy?
Yeah, it was Cooking with Randy. I think it was called Cooking with Randy.
Okay. I feel like Chris Farley was on an episode of all that.
Because did they not?
Yeah, he was on Cooking with Randy.
Yeah. And they had musical guests too, did they not? They had musical guests.
Sometimes
on
they
all
would
that.
they.
And a lot of times, sometimes people would premiere their music on there too.
Also, sometimes it was Cooking with Randy and Mandy. The other cast member was
Yeah.
on there. I don't remember her name,
Yeah.
but yeah. Yeah, just a lot of classics.
A lot of classic stuff on there, dude.
It's not just good for a kid show. It was good for a sketch show.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And it was clean, obviously.
It was
clean. Don't remember much about Alex Mack.
Yeah.
My brother and me, I do remember watching it, but don't remember much about it.
I don't remember it at all. I don't
but,
remember it at all.
Obviously, the debut of Face on Nick Jr. I suppose this might have been like when Nick Jr. really kicked
Started to
off here.
kick off, yeah.
Now I was there day one. Go and tell you I was there, son. Yep. That face. He changed color. I love getting like different color construction paper and just like drawing face because all you had to do was draw like eyes in a circle. I was like, there's face.
There's face.
This is a yellow face, and this is red. This
Hi
is
there, face
this
here.
is green face. But Gullah Gullah Island, super cool too. Do you remember Gullah Gullah Island?
Yes.
The big gigantic frog.
Island.
Yeah.
Gullah Island.
Gullah Gullah Island was cool. I just remember watching it all the time, and as a 4-year-old before the wretched years of schools began.
Yeah. They would actually show when I was in like kindergarten and first grade. They would show Nickelodeon for like 30 minutes a day or something.
They might have done that with me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where Face was.
Gullah Gullah Island lasted from 94 to 98.
What was the? Oh God, he was a pollywog, right?
The frog?
Yeah.
I don't know. Was he?
Was the? Why do I want to say that the name of the frog was
Binya?
Yep.
Binya.
Yep. I was getting there, dude.
Looks here according to this, the same guy who played. I don't know. He has a picture with Barney. So did he do Barney too? I don't know. Maybe. I don't care enough to look it up because this ain't about Barney. This is about Gullah Gullah Island, folks.
Yeah. We can talk about Barney at some point.
So, maybe or not.
Or not.
We'll talk about Barney when the Barney movie comes out with Daniel Kaluuya, which I'm hearing about.
Which is going to be weird. But anyway,
let's go to 95.
95.
I've got a lone Nick Jr. show here, and I'm curious to see if you think this show was a banger, or if it was boring.
Okay.
Little Bear.
Boring. No, actually, I don't remember Little Bear that much.
You don't remember Little Bear?
I don't remember it that much, no.
It was it was obviously not dumb.
Wait a minute.
It wasn't dumb. It was like...
It was almost
It was kind of sophisticated.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. It's coming back.
Little Bear.
Little Bear.
It's about a bear and his mom. Maybe there might be a dad
wore clothes,
in there, too.
didn't he?
Yeah, they all were. There was different animals on there, too.
Okay.
It wasn't just bears.
He always wore like a blue sweater?
Let me look. Let me see.
Am I losing?
Right here he's wearing a red scarf. Right here.
That's what it was. Okay.
Not to be confused with Paddington. Actually, he's usually not wearing clothes. Now that I'm looking at it, he's friends
was the red
He's friends
scarf,
with this
though.
little girl who's wearing a blue dress or whatever, and he's friends with a cat, a chicken, an owl, a duck, Little Bear. You know?
It's crazy. You know what's weird is that you hear these things that you haven't heard in 30 years, roughly. But then you're sitting there going, oh yeah, somebody wore blue in that. I remember that. Somebody wore like a blue something.
I think it
wasn't a blue sweater, but it was a blue dress. So
it gets compared to the show gets compared. Well, I guess Franklin gets compared to Little Bear a lot, which is a little bit later. Franklin. Hey, it's Little Bear. Come. That's how that thing.
Come over to my house.
Yeah, Little Bear. I'd be interested in checking out some of those old
revisiting
episodes.
Little Bear.
If I'm mistaken, there might have been a little snake on Little Bear too.
I think there was,
a little green. Little green snake here.
Yep.
Very nice snake. It gave me a
false sense of
security. But these little green snakes are always nice, though. I mean, I would never kill a little green snake.
So
a copperhead.
Now Copperhead.
Copperhead's got ghosts.
An Arizona Diamondback.
Those things. I mean, they can just have the yard. If I run into one of those monsters, jeez.
Take it.
But yeah, Little Bear. You got anything else to say about Little Bear?
No, I don't really.
There's books.
Remember
There's books
that much.
of Little Bear too.
Other than just like the little bits.
Yeah. 96.
96.
A cool year. Cool year here. We got Hey Arnold.
Oh man.
We got Keenan and Kel.
Yeah.
We got Kablam.
But that was the show I was going to talk about.
Oh yeah, obviously Kablam,
Okay.
and on the Nick Jr. front, Blue's Clues. So we got some big ones here. Hey Arnold. Actually, did I say that Rocco was my favorite Nick tune?
Yeah,
it's probably Hey Arnold.
I'd still go Rocco, dude.
Dude. Hey Arnold was just so. It was so deep.
It was.
Surprisingly deep.
The issues
that it dealt with. Yeah. while still being funny, there was just a lot of stuff there.
Don't hit me.
Lot to unpack there, man.
Don't hit me.
Monkey Man, the
Monkey Man.
Pigeon Man. Like there's some heartbreaking
Stoop
stories.
Kid.
Stoop Kid. There's just some heartbreaking stuff. I mean, it's not even getting into Arnold's parents. I mean, jeez. Mr. Wynn,
the Royal Icon,
dude. The Christmas episode of Hey Arnold where they
with
Mr. Wynn is oh my god.
That was a 2-parter, isn't it?
It's incredible,
dude. It's so good. It's a perfect 45
Who
minutes.
Who was the guy, the European guy that lived? No, you take the money. Mr. Kokoschka.
Mr. Yes.
Oh yeah, he was. He was actually he was mostly like a really terrible person.
You keep the money.
You keep the money. He did some things that were good, but he was mostly
His name was Oscar.
He was usually like very selfish and grandpa.
Yeah,
dude, just so many great characters. I love that show. I would definitely just sit down and watch that show now.
Hebner the pig, Abner the pig, Abner.
Yeah.
Man,
Stinky. Yahoo soda. Just drink it. Helga's a great character. Helga's family life is so depressing. Yeah. Oh my god, his mom's they don't come out and say it, but all mom's alcoholic. Her dad is like basically abusive.
Yeah, oblivious
to her and to her older sister.
Oh my gosh. Hello, Phoebe. What's his name?
I can do that,
I can do that,
The singer who didn't actually sing, he was just lip syncing.
Yeah, God, what was his name?
I saw your face and wow.
Damn. Hey Arnold was good, dude.
What was not Dino Spumoni, but Dino Spumoni was a heck of a character too. And the coach who passed the ball to Tucker. Played by Belushi.
Yeah, that was.
Who was that fake singer? What was his name? I got this. Ronnie Matthews.
You know,
I'm looking at this picture. He looks like Michael Jackson in this picture.
Does he?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He kind of does. He looks a little bit like Michael Jackson.
Well,
I think maybe that's what they were. Even though he doesn't talk like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's what he was going for.
Yeah. The principal.
I saw your face and wow.
I love that show. It's my favorite.
It's good.
It's
probably a
show.
close second. If I had to have 1A, 1B, it'd be Rocco and probably AR.
Same
damn
here.
good.
Now Kenan and Kel. Did you like Kenan and Kel more than all that, or did you like all that more?
I liked them about the same, dude.
I'd say all that was probably better, but Kenan and Kel is.
Yeah.
Why? I put the screw in the tuna,
and then of course orange soda.
Now, do you remember the I guess it was a made for Nick movie about them. It was like a horror movie. They go to like a haunted house.
Vaguely.
That was good. I remember it was scary. It scared me a little bit because it was like somebody that was beheaded. I was like, what is this? Horror movie. Let's see. It was called Two Heads Are Better Than None. Came out in 2000 actually. But still, it's still Kenan and Kel.
Yeah. Which they spun into Good Burger the movie came out around about this time too, if I'm not mistaken.
Now,
right?
Good Burger
the movie came out in like 97,
Came out in 97.
Yeah.
Good Burger notoriously for tricking people into thinking that it's good.
I like Good Burger.
I still like stuff about it. I'll tell you what, Sinbad is very funny in that movie.
Yeah.
He's probably the funniest thing about the movie.
And that, my friend, is why they call it an estimate.
Now, with that being said, there is still some Kale lines in Good Burger that I just think are so funny. And I'm hoping there will be some of that in the new Good Burger movie. I think it comes out this month. Straight to
I haven't even watched the trailer yet.
It's a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, oh no, what is this gonna be like?
No. But it's going to be a complete, 180.
Remember, Linda Cardellini was in Good Burger. She was in the insane asylum.
Yeah.
And
Carmen Electra's in that movie.
Yeah. Dude, there were some... there were some people in that movie, Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
It was awful. Oh, God.
Terrible.
Dan Snyder. But Lori Beth Denberg was in that. Josh Server was in there. Shaq was in there.
Yeah.
George Clinton from the famous funk singer.
Yeah. Was also in the insane asylum.
Yeah. They did that. Favorite scene of the movie. Does it make a lick of sense?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
But it doesn't have to.
The things in the 90s have to make sense.
No.
Oh
my God, I just noticed your sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, it's the bear from Annihilation.
Yeah, I just noticed it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
cool,
awesome.
Right? Look at all those colors.
Yeah.
Kenan Kel was great. It wasn't. I still think all that was better.
Okay.
Just because there was more variety to it.
Sure.
And it's not like there was anything in Kenan and Kel that was especially deep.
The thing that was always funny about Kenan and Kel was the end. Because I honestly think 99% of the stuff that Kenan said was improv.
Yeah.
Get this, and meet me on the roof.
That's what was funny is that you would think Kel was the unhinged one, but it was Kenan that was that was the one doing like the damage.
Yep.
Kel was just dumb and like wild, you know.
Yep.
And their boss, Josh, what was their boss's name?
Oh,
the guy who worked in the
God.
supermarket. He was the manager. He was kind of funny too.
I don't remember.
I got this.
I don't remember, dude.
Google exists.
Google exists.
Boss.
Google
What was his
exists.
name? Chris Potter was his name.
Chris.
And obviously Kenan's dad is actually a horror legend. He was in one of those Living Dead, not a Living Dead or something like that in the 70s or 80s. So,
Didn't know that.
yeah. So Kablam.
Kablam.
The fever dream that is Kablam.
And every bit of it.
yeah, it's all
Action League now.
It's all extremely bizarre, but man, it's good.
Fun fact.
It is good.
Kiss was on Action League Now. Do you remember that?
I do remember. I remember when advertisements came out for that. My dad didn't want me to watch it.
What?
He was like, "As Kiss in it, Kaylee."
Oh my God.
I know. I'm telling you what,
Kevin.
I know, dude. I know. But let's look at some of these shorts here. Regular shorts. Henry and June. What was Henry and June? Do you remember Henry and June?
I don't.
I remember. Okay, I'll look it up in a minute.
Listen, while you're looking that up,
Henry and June.
I don't remember it.
Interesting. Kablam. Henry and June.
While you're looking up Henry and June.
Oh, Henry and June's they're just the host. The boy and the girl.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I did not know their names.
I did not know that either.
Sniz and Fondue. Cool.
Yeah.
I mostly remember the episode with the scorpion. Is the one that I remember. The scorpion gets loose and it's like poisonous and they think they're scared.
Okay.
Remember that?
Vaguely.
Action League Now, obviously.
Yeah.
Probably like is like the most popular one.
Not to me.
Oh, not to you.
Not to me.
I bet I know it's the. But,
you know exactly what it is.
next we got Life with Loopy, a very bizarre one.
Yeah, Life with Loopy was very bizarre.
Cool animation style. I guess somewhat stop motion.
Yeah.
Just like Action League Now. Yeah. So Action League Now is not your favorite, is what you're saying?
No.
They called it Chuckamation was the term used for the style of the stop motion animation. It just used like the action figures and stuff.
Yeah. Mine.
I know. Yours is probably Prometheus and Bob.
Abso-freaking-lutely, dude.
Also
loved
stop motion. A lot of stop
Prometheus
motion
and Bob.
on here. Yeah.
The Prometheus and Bob tapes.
There's one that's like
I could still sit and watch Prometheus and Bob and laugh just as hard now as I did back then. I really do.
It's wild.
I really do. I don't know why
Yeah.
it was so funny to me, but it absolutely made me laugh, gut laugh, because I'm that stupid
It's
and
just
that humor.
It was just really unique.
It's just over the top. It's just so over the top.
Now, do you remember Angela Anaconda?
Yes.
Okay.
Vaguely.
See, that wasn't that's not considered a regular short. It was considered like a other short because I guess I guess these other ones like were on like every episode.
Yeah.
But that one wasn't. Also, a bizarre, just some bizarre animation choices that really work. I'm curious what kind of reviews
Kablam got.
Kablam got because
Should have got good reviews because it was good.
it was very unique.
Yeah.
And it didn't cater to like small kids either.
No, that was more
It was
based
bizarre.
toward like the late
Yeah.
adolescent, I guess you would say.
Yeah. It's got a 7.9 on IMDb, which doesn't mean that's just fans that rate that. But yeah,
Well, I mean, but still, that's not a bad rating.
No,
it's
no,
almost
no.
an 8.
No, man.
8 out of 10.
I really liked it. I really liked
Yeah.
Kablam. It was
Kablam was so good.
it was
dude.
super cool. It was
So
just
good.
weird. Another staple in the Nick Jr. universe was Blue's Clues.
Blues Clues.
So I watched this. I was 6, so I watched it.
Yep.
Sitting there thinking, think.
We just got
When
a
we
letter.
use our mind. Yeah.
We just got a letter.
We just
So
got-
we were
wonder
Blues
who
Clues
it's from.
kids. But we were
Steve.
original. Steve. Once
know,
Josh got there,
Was that who the second one
I think
was?
it was Josh. Or it was Joe. Joe was second.
It's been
Josh
so
is on there
interesting
now.
seeing that guy that played Steve now.
All 3 Steves!
Who's See, I still haven't watched that movie or whatever that made for Paramount Plus.
Oh
movie.
yeah, I haven't watched it either.
They saw Spider-Man. I'm like, we gotta make this. We gotta get on it.
Blue is just like older than Methuselah now. She can barely walk.
But yeah, Steve, the actor, had a band, and they had like one hit song there in like the late '90s or early 2000s. But yeah, it's been interesting to see like why he like had because he said he was getting old and he was balding. And he was like, I couldn't be in that show anymore. So. But yeah, I watched that. I do remember in first grade they'd let us watch Blue's Clues sometimes.
Yep.
I guess it was educational television, I suppose. So, Blue's Clues. I mean,
it made you think
for what it was for a 6-year-old, 7-year-old.
Think.
Daggone it! I saw that coming. Think. Yeah.
So good. So good. So wholesome.
What? The mail, it makes... I don't know the word.
What was it?
The mail song. Mail.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail when it comes to mail. Why? Why do we remember that?
You remember it better than I do.
Jeez, man.
So, yeah. Blue's Clues for that age, banger.
Oh,
super good.
Salt, Mr. Salt, Mrs. Pepper,
hated 'em.
And Paprika was their kid, right?
Jerks, hated them.
And
Get off my show.
You had blue, magenta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magenta.
So good.
So was Blue,
Such a good show.
Was Blue a girl?
Blue was a girl.
Okay, just making sure.
Nancy informed me that. I thought Blue was a boy. Thought it was.
You
for
would
the
have
longest
thought
time.
that Blue was a boy there early, but I do remember them saying that Blue was a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a spam call. Hello? Hello? This is not Barbara. Thank you. Goodbye.
1997. A couple shows here. We got Angry Beavers.
Angry Beavers.
And we got, I think the last game show we'll be talking about is Figure It Out. Now, Figure It Out, to me, was kind of a big deal because it was bringing in all of our favorite stars from shows and putting them on a game show together, and they would get slimed, or they would get slimed depending on what they did. You had to figure out what the kid's talent was, right? Is that what it was?
And then you got to see the kid's talent. Which was
sometimes
cool.
it was cool, sometimes
sometimes bad.
But yeah, there was some class. Who was the host of Figure It Out?
Oh God, it was a girl.
Suzanne Summers. Who's that?
I think you're right.
Figure It Out. Summer Sanders.
Yeah, okay, you were close. You got half the name right. So
Suzanne Summers is from
she just passed away not too long ago.
She's from Three's Company. What am I talking about? Jeez, sorry, folks.
Sanders.
Sorry, big Step by Step fans out there. That's Susan Summers.
Step by Step.
But yeah, Figure It Out was cool.
I like Figure It Out a lot.
It might have been the game show that I watched the most. It came out when I was 7. It was just. My brain was.
They always had. I think Amanda Bynes was always on there. Danny Tamborelli was.
He was on there a lot.
Lori Beth Denberg was on there a lot.
I mean, I feel like they had like everybody on there at least once.
And then the fourth,
maybe even Keenan and Kel was on there. Sometimes.
The fourth person was always like their celebrity guest for the evening.
Did they have?
It was either the fourth or the second chair was always a celebrity because they had wrestlers and stuff on there sometimes.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, Paul White was on there. One time.
Big Show was on there.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Dwayne The Rock. I'm joking.
I think Mick Foley was on there a few times.
That would not surprise me at all.
I think because of course,
that's definitely his kind of thing.
But yeah, dude, I really liked Figure It Out.
Now back to Angry Beavers.
I liked Angry Beavers.
I really liked Angry Beavers. It's just not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's very.
I liked it though.
It's very nonsensical and insane. Probably not as like aimed towards adults as like a Rocco. Yeah. But it's still like. It's still wild. It's still a bizarre little show.
Rocco's
yeah.
So good, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Man.
So yeah, I liked Angry Beavers. Just
yeah.
You know, 98. Cat dog.
Oh man.
Cat dog. Alone in the world with a little cat dog. Also not a favorite of mine. I did really like Cat. I've probably seen every episode of Cat Dog. It's just not a do you remember OEL cartoons?
Yeah, it was kind of like a spin-off of Kablam, wasn't it?
You would just have like short cartoons.
Yeah.
Not as good as Kablam.
Yeah, it wasn't as good.
Yeah. We got the Wild Thornberries. Smashing. Dude, for the longest time, I did not know that he voiced
that was Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Flea voiced the
Flea voiced
the wild kid there.
Oh God, what was his name? Oh God. Donnie. Donnie was his name.
Yeah.
You just gave me time. I'd get there.
I gave you time. And
I'd get there.
The last one here is Cousin Skeeter.
I was never a fan of Cousin Skeeter, man.
Joshua.
I just wasn't a fan.
You don't care about puppets at all.
It just did not appeal to me, dude.
All right, let's go through these. Cat Dog. I did really like Cat Dog. It was another bizarre show that you only get like sometimes in modern television, like a Gravity Falls does something, and like Adventure Time will have like some had some wild stuff. And but yeah, Cat Dog was probably one of the last ones they did that was just like wild because cartoons don't really remember that much. Just wanted to mention it.
No,
because Wild Thornberrys wasn't wild; it was a little bit more.
Tame.
It was more grown up, and I liked I really liked the animation style on Wild Thornberrys. Yeah. It was super unique, and it was definitely a change of pace for them as far as an animated show goes. It wasn't a favorite of mine though, but there is someone that I like. Nigel Thornberry is just classic character. My God, but you didn't like
what was the name? What was the name of the girl on there? Why do I want to say her name's? Agatha. I know that ain't right. That's not even close.
You had Eliza Thornberry.
Eliza, okay.
Who was played by Lacey Chatbert, who's in Mean Girls. He's one of those girls.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, see? Big people coming out of the woodwork on that.
Yeah.
So, but no, Cousin Skeeter.
You didn't love Cousin Skeeter.
No, I think I was... this was the time...
Don't say you was too old, Josh.
No, I was starting to fall out of Nickelodeon.
It was 90. We were 7 years old. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Well, I just never watched it.
Never
watched it.
I mean, Megan Good is in Cousin Skeeter, Josh.
Okay.
Megan Good, notoriously known as being the best-looking person that's ever existed in the history of people, Joshua. You don't remember Megan Good? No, but Cousin Skeeter...
I don't.
Cousin Skeeter, it's a puppet. I mean, I
know it's a puppet.
I'm always gonna like.
It's a puppet.
The puppet show. You know what? My dad didn't like me watching Cousin Skeeter sometimes because the lessons in the show were bad because it was always Skeeter gets away with everything even though he does the worst thing.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I don't like these life lessons on Cousin Skeeter. It's like, Dad, it's a show about a puppet. But yeah, I remember me and my dad used to watch. I forgot what day it would air, but I'd always make him watch it with me.
Yeah,
I liked it. I liked it a lot. The dad was really funny. Rondell Sheridan played the dad, and I don't know, had Megan Good. First thing I ever seen Megan Good, and she'll still pop up and stuff. She was in like Shazam. She played like the older whenever the characters become like older versions of themselves.
Yeah.
She played one of those girls. So
okay.
So yeah. You're wrong about Cousin Skeeter.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I'm wrong about a lot of things.
Let's go to the final year. Well, actually, you know what? Let's go back a little bit to 97.
Okay. What you got for 97 that you forgot?
I meant to talk about Nick at Night a little bit here.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of shows that aired on Nick at Night in the 90s, but there was only a couple that made an impact on me that I watched consistently.
Okay.
Happy Days.
Oh man.
Happy Days. I watch it
Sunday, Monday, Happy Days.
You know, there was
Tuesday,
there was this one time my
Wednesday,
sister, my older sister. You know, she's kind of like sometimes she wants to think that like she knows everything at that age.
Yeah.
And me and my dad was like, let's change the saturation on the TV because you could do that at the time with like this knob. We're like, let's make it black and white and tell her that this is one of the black and white episodes of Happy Days. And we showed her that. She's like, yeah, I remember this. She was like, yeah, I remember this. Like, Brittany, come on, this is clearly fake. That's one of my fondest memories of Happy Days. But yeah, I watched every episode.
Yeah,
I really loved Happy Days.
Until they jumped the shark, the show was really good.
They literally jumped.
Jumped a shark.
I guess that's where it's based
come from.
Yeah. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But Fonzie, it's so bizarre seeing him in every character after that, and he's nothing like Fonzie at all.
Coach Clown was the Fonz.
I was just gonna go get hot pretzels. Hey,
water sucks.
And the other show that I watched that left a huge impact on me was The Wonder Years.
What would you do if I sang
I have such a depressing connection to The Wonder. I hear that intro.
Yeah.
I hear that song and I watch that intro. I'm like, oh my god. Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Yeah, dude.
I can't. See, I won't even watch Wonder Years now because it just I don't know. It reminds me of being in grade school and going to school. And seeing how life was in that show compared to my life, I don't know, there was a lot of connections, and I was like, ugh. So then whenever I think back about that, I'm like, oh god, this is the bad kind of nostalgia. This is the kind of nostalgia where I'm like, oh, I'm getting depressed right now, and this is gonna ruin my
Not
week.
to mention the fact that the show kind of has a not very happy ending in a way.
I don't remember the ending, so I remember I have seen the ending, but I don't remember. Yeah.
It's kind of
Yeah, it's kind of a bittersweet show overall. There's some funny stuff, and I mean, the good alternative to that a few years down the line was Freaks and Geeks, which I prefer, which to me isn't depressing. But Wonder Years, by all accounts, is incredible and great.
But then you had shows. There was a few other shows on there. I Love Lucy was on there.
Yeah,
which
there was a lot of those classic shows that showed up on there. Taxi was on there.
Taxi, I never liked Taxi.
I never really watched
Taxi.
it. Yeah,
but yeah, Happy Days and Wonder Years were pretty.
Especially Happy Days. I watched Happy Days a lot.
Yeah. Happy Days just a feel good show.
Yeah, Wonder Years was to ruin your life. Show.
Yeah.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Was that her name? Wendy.
Wendy Peppercorn, I think.
I don't know. Was that her last name?
I thought her last name was. God, what was her last name?
I don't know, man. If you got that right, that's insane. What was her last name? Come on now. Winnie Cooper.
Cooper. Wow, where the fuck
Her
did
name was
Peppercorn come
Gwendolyn Winnie Cooper. Have you, dude? If you like it, it's crazy because she still looks like that
exactly
girl.
The same. Yeah, she looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
now.
she still looks like that. That's
She's
crazy.
a teacher now, I think.
She's
I saw an
is
article about her that she is like
48 years old now?
that she's like a math teacher or something like that now. I think. I remember reading an article where I see
her pop up in a Hallmark movie every once in a while. I'm like,
She doesn't.
I guess you got to pay
act
those.
as much.
Got to pay those bills, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway,
99.
The
The final year. Yeah, I don't know where you got that name from either.
I probably think it's something else of like peppercorn and then just a different character from a different show.
You're just
I don't
hungry.
know.
You're just hungry.
Maybe.
I'm hungry too.
Maybe.
Maybe. 99. The
99.
final year.
The
final year.
The year of the sponge.
We got to me a show that I think is overrated by people our age.
If you say SpongeBob, I'm gonna stab you in the eye with these tweezers. Okay.
Never. Rocket Power.
Oh man.
I liked Rocket Power, but I don't know. It felt like it had its own language, and I found the dialogue annoying sometimes. Yeah. Like the way that they would talk, I was like, this is kind of annoying.
Woogity.
Oh my god! So it reminds me a little. Have you ever seen Juno? Like the language that they come up with in that movie, it reminds me of that a little bit. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, Rocket Power still cool. Especially like seeing them like
there's sand in the potato salad.
Hey, now what was his name?
I don't remember.
God,
but he was the nerdy kid,
little blonde kid.
Yeah, he was the nerdy kid of the bunch.
Sam was his name?
Maybe.
Sam? Is that him?
Maybe.
Sam? Dude, I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway,
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
But yeah. SpongeBob came out in 99.
Sponge Bunch.
We had SpongeBob. We had 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd.
Don't remember that show.
Oh, you don't remember that?
Don't remember that at all.
A kid became a dog, and he had to do like 100 deeds to like become a human. I don't think he ever got to the end of it.
No, okay. I don't remember that show at all, dude.
Nick Jr. show, which I didn't watch. I was 9 at the time, so I was like, I am over this. And we don't necessarily need to talk about it because of a disgraced person that it's based off of, and that's Little Bill.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a popular show. Yeah. I didn't watch it, though. I was a little too old.
Yeah. I remember Little Bill, but I never watched it, but I remember the premise of Little Bill.
But obviously,
we don't talk about
the big one here is SpongeBob.
Oh, of course. SpongeBob's still going.
There's just something about those early episodes.
21 years later.
Those early episodes where the animation doesn't look as sharp.
Yeah.
There's something about those episodes that
the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob are classic. They're classic.
Totally.
They're absolutely classic.
But
There's no question.
I remember the first time I watched SpongeBob, and I was like, this is so freaking bizarre.
Yeah.
I think the first episode I ever watched was not the first episode. Mm-hmm. You know, the episode where all the anchovies like swarmed the shelf.
Yeah.
Hi,
Tiny Tim.
Sunlight. Yeah. That episode. So the first episode I watched was a Plankton-centered episode where Plankton abducts SpongeBob's body and his eyes roll to the back of his head.
where he puts the
This
fingers.
is so weird. Yeah. That was the first episode I ever saw.
I think the first episode I ever saw of SpongeBob was the episode where they take Squidward jellyfishing. Oh, that's jellyfishing. Firmly grasp it in your hand.
Dude, so good.
Firmly grasp.
And obviously, I don't know if it aired in 99, but it was definitely an early episode. The treasure map episode. I just adore it. Mr. Krabs. That's whenever you first learn that Mr. Krabs is an insane person.
Insane, yeah.
This wouldn't be a problem. That would be, boys.
You guys are getting. I guess you guys are getting ready to miss the panty raid.
That's a little later.
Which that episode no longer is.
I can see that
streaming.
I can see. I was surprised when that came out.
Yeah.
But yeah, SpongeBob is great.
Yeah.
I don't know much about recent episodes. Yeah. I haven't consistently watched SpongeBob since 2005 probably. So, but
especially one that's going in a 90-degree angle.
These early episodes, man. I'd put against any of these shows. Don't you think?
I don't need it.
What?
I don't need it.
I need it.
Well, when you put the classic episodes of SpongeBob against any of these shows,
I would. Yeah,
no doubt.
The first 100 episodes, absolutely. Yeah, I would put any of the first 100 episodes.
It's great.
Against it.
It's super great.
So good.
Yeah. That's all I got, though. That's all I got,
buddy. You covered a lot of ground because the two things that I was going to talk about, you covered. So.
Yeah. That's the 90s.
I
love the 90s.
Nickelodeon in the 90s.
Let us know if there's stuff that we forgot about. I brought up Wienerville. I do remember watching Wienerville.
Yeah.
But I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember enough about it.
Yeah.
It was just one of those weird little fever dream kind of shows. So.
Oh, might want to get our.
Let's get the topics out for next week. What's it gonna? It's your pick. Make it good.
It's my pick.
Make it good.
Let's see what we got. Ooh. Well, Miss Nancy's going to be joining us for next week because we are going to be doing some more music trivia.
Oh no. Wait.
We're going. What? Well, wait.
Okay. No, I was thinking. Music trivia was the last trivia one that we did, right?
I think so. Maybe.
We'll do it again.
More music it's technically trivia. Band actor clues, so it's going to be a little different. But
okay, what does that mean?
So pretty much what it's going to be is Nancy's going to have to she's going to have to do some research on some bands that you and I both will probably know.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll figure that out. But she will have 10 clues.
Mm-hmm.
She has 10 clues. Each point, if you start at 10, it's going to be a vague clue.
Yeah.
But every time that you go down, the questions get easier, but you get less points.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So you get more than just one clue, and then I'll explain it. I'll explain it better next week.
Yeah.
So she's going to have to do a little bit of research and get us a few things, maybe about 5 or 6 or 10.
Okay.
And yeah.
Sounds cool.
So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So we'll figure out what exactly how to do that next week. Caleb, where can people find us?
You can find us by typing in Chat From A Hat on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. And if you want to email us at chatfromhatcast@gmail.com.
Or you can email us at stickstickly@nick.com.
And make sure you stick around at the end of this episode to hear it. A full song by me that's coming out 2 days early.
Full song.
Okay. It won't matter after Friday. You'll be behind by Friday when it comes out. So catch it.
It'll still be here, though.
So listen to it now, okay? Now.
Folks, thank you for listening to Chat From A Hat, and here is Unhappy by Caleb Luther.
Feel
Well, you had the horns going.
What?
The horns.
Horns.
Yeah.
I was doing the Sonics from one of those Sonic games.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it's the casino level from like the first or second game. I can't remember. The first game, maybe?
That one?
No, it's da 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 ba-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-da.
Oh.
I think
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat
Oh my
Room.
God, you motherfucker. You turn this off.
No,
Restart.
No, we are not restarting. That's going at the very end.
No. Oh,
That's our
Fuck this.
that's our very cold ending
We gotta start
after your surprise that you have at the end of the
gotta
the
start
episode.
over.
No, we do not.
We gotta start over.
No, we don't.
This is a nightmare.
This is not a nightmare.
I did a swear. We gotta.
When?
I said a curse word there. At the
Oh, who
beginning.
cares?
I don't want to do that.
You're being a baby.
I am.